And welcome back to another episode of Across the Board. Today is actually Wednesday, but put out an episode for tomorrow so we can watch the college football playoffs. We got a couple things to go over today. Some NHL and a lot of NFL with the playoffs coming up. So,
I would like
started.
I would like to make a little side note from our last podcast. I indeed did not beat them. I actually lost by one shirt.
You did.
I'm quite garbage. It's all right though. I'll beat them next time. But like Jake said, let's go and get some NHL playoff picture. But first, let's kind of get into some news. Igor Shesterkin was put on IR with a lower body injury. He was injured against the Utah Mammoth in one of the most recent games. They said he avoided the worst case scenario, so he should only be out for 2 weeks, which can be really huge for them. They need him if they want to make the playoffs. They've struggled on offense to score this year, so that's something they're going to need back. Adam Fox also been put on IR, guy who was snubbed from the Olympics roster. A lot of people didn't like that one. I'll tell you. I'll tell you, they didn't like that. But that's the injury news there. Also, Hayden Fleury of Winnipeg Jets was cleared out of the hospital last night. Bruised back and a broken nose. They're still going to be reevaluating him for some concussion symptoms against when they played Vegas last night. So, good news is he's okay, breathing, he's alive. All is good there. So let's go and get some the standings here. And so we'll go ahead and just go through each conference, and then we'll talk about some main teams. We'll start in the Atlantic Division. Tampa Bay leads with 55 points. The Red Wings with 54, and Montreal with 52. In the Metropolitan Division, you have the Carolina Hurricanes at 55 points. New York Islanders at 52 points. Philadelphia Flyers at 51 points. Now we're going to head to the wild card. Washington with 50. And Pittsburgh with 49. Some teams lingering on the outside. Honestly, everybody on this list with Buffalo, Florida, Toronto, Boston, New Jersey, New York, Ottawa, Columbus, all still kind of hanging in there. In the East, we'll head out west now. Colorado leads the Central Division at 69 points. Dallas at 58. Minnesota at 58. In the Pacific Division, Vegas at 48. Edmonton at 48. Seattle at 47. In the wild card, we have Kings at 45, San Jose at 45. And then on the outside, Anaheim 45, Utah 43, Nashville 42, St. Louis 42. And then, obviously, Chicago, Calgary, Vancouver, Winnipeg. Some teams we want to talk about in this playoff picture. Tampa won 8 straight. They're getting hot. They had a very slow start to the season, but Nikita Kucherov, Braden Point, this team's just rolling. Nikita Kucherov had a great week last week. I believe he earned first start of the week according to the NHL. So, it's good stuff. Hey. They're playing well. They beat Colorado last night, giving them their second regulation loss in a row. First time this season. They got only 3 regulation losses, Colorado does. So they're playing good hockey right now. Oh, goodness. Goodness, man. Still learning how to use a laptop, unfortunately. We'll stay in the East. Carolina they kind of fall back on track. They've got 2 straight wins. They're playing better. They've cleaned up some sloppy play they've had recently. And let's go over to Pittsburgh in the wild card. Won 5 straight. This team's got it figured out. They had some defensive issues over the past a couple weeks ago. It was brutal. Mm-hmm. If I say so myself, brutal defensive play. But they've got it turned around now. Offensive scoring. Stuart Skinner and Shelovs are playing well in net. This team got turned around fast, especially for how good of a start they had in the season. And then we'll talk about some teams lingering on the outside for a moment because, I mean, if you look at this playoff picture, I think I've told you this a lot of people plenty of times. If there's a year to watch hockey, this is it. Like they're all bunched up here. Yeah. Buffalo, of course, they've won 11 of their last 12 games.
Pretty good.
They're playing good.
Pretty good.
But they've cleaned up defensively during that stretch. Goaltending, I feel like I tell everyone about goaltending. I almost preach about it, but
It's
Lukanen's playing well and Lions playing well. I mean, when you're getting the goaltending you need and playing, defensively as well as they've been, I mean, you can win games. They're playing well. Florida, inconsistency in Florida. I think they're a playoff team still. They just had their stretches this year. It's been inconsistent. It's funny. They beat one night. They beat Colorado Avalanche 2-1 in regulation, and then the next night they lose to Toronto 4-1. Just the inconsistency throughout the season.
I think that matches most Florida teams in all sports. Inconsistent.
Oh man, but again, I think Florida's a good team. I think they'll buckle down, but to me, it's just been the consistency play for them. Toronto is getting back in action. They're only outside by 2 points. Again, they got rid of their assistant coach, who was more on the power play side of things.
Yeah.
Power plays played much better. The big thing that I think for them needs to get cleaned up, and it has been, but I think for them to get in the playoffs, going to be, I think defensively they're going to need to be sound, and Hilda being Wall's got to play well. That was, to me, that was the weak point earlier on. I think they weren't getting great goaltending, and of course they weren't playing well in the power play, but overall they cleaned it up. They're only 2 points out, and they could very well make a push. New Jersey, I just want to know what happened. 9-0.
Question.
They lost 9-0. They outshot New York, by the way. Okay, they had 44 shots on goal. Credit Sorokin, got the shutout for New York. But
9-0.
this team, to me, there's just nothing else I can say except I just don't know what to say for them. They've had trouble scoring goals. To me, this year, defense. I mean, obviously, yesterday defensively wasn't a great game, and I mean, again, Markstrom's got to make some saves. I mean, you can't blame the defense for all this. I mean, Markstrom's got to play better, but they've got to score goals. They just had their struggles this year, and it's brutal. I mean, 9-0 losing to New York, that should never happen on 25 shots. And that's kind of going to wrap up the East. So we'll move on down to the West. Colorado has now lost 2 straight in regulation. First time this season. Again, actually, me and you talked about it the other day. Their power play struggles. They struggle on the power play.
They have.
They've had their power play struggles. But again, I'm obviously no concern here. I mean,
it's not biting them right now. So
yeah, no, they'll be good. And at the end of the day, I mean, at the end of the day, I think they ran some. I mean, they ran some good goaltending. But again, they're going to be a good team. They're a cup team. I mean, nothing beating there. Dallas, 6 in a row turnovers. turnovers with some poor defensive play. I mean, they just haven't been playing well. They lost 2 to they dropped 2 games in the stretch to Chicago, one of the worst teams in the league, without Connor Bedard in the lineup or Frank Nazar. I believe one of those games didn't have Nazar. I think the other maybe. But this team has had this team is late has had defensive struggles. They've been turning the puck over. You just can't win games doing that. That's been an issue for them. They're going to get that fixed and get it turned around. Of course, I think they will, but it's got to be fast. You got to be a quick turnaround. And then the next team, Anaheim, man, what's going on? Because I feel like 4 weeks ago, I was like, this is a playoff team. They're going to make the playoffs. And they already have a playoff spot. They were leading the Pacific Division.
Yeah.
I feels like a common trend I'm saying here. Defensive play, once again. I feel like it's a common trend I'm saying. It hasn't been well, but I will say this. I mean, Lucas Dostal has not played well. And then, obviously Anaheim fans, I've been reading stuff. Obviously, it's Lucas Stahl hasn't played well, so in my mind, I'm like, okay, let's put in Peter Mrazek, and maybe that'll make it better. Did not make it better. They've lost 7 in a row. They've struggled defensively, and they've got to fix this. I mean, clearly,
if they want to make the playoffs,
but
got to do something.
I mean, this is brutal, man. A team that I definitely had making the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
4 weeks ago. Right now, they're not a playoff spot, and they're gonna have to get turned around, and they just are.
Yeah.
Um,
Fast.
of course, kind of going to some surprising teams, and we'll talk about Seattle here. They are 7-0-1 in their last 8 games.
Yeah.
They've gotten hot. They're scoring. Phil Grubauer playing well, and that's funny. It's been the trend this year because it's funny because I want to say about 4 weeks ago as well, this team had lost 9 straight, and I'm like, well,
yeah. It's completely different of what Anaheim has done.
exactly. They've lost 9. They've lost 9 straight, but then they got this turned around. They're playing good hockey in their third Pacific Division, and I mean they're just playing good. It's good to see from them. And so right now they're a playoff team. They're playing like one. We'll see if they can keep that up because, like I've said, this list flip flops week in and week out between teams who've been in and been out. And then Vegas finally, after 5 games, goodness man, it was brutal. I thought we were gonna lose last night too. We went down 2-0, got one back. I think we went down 1 goal late with 4 minutes left. We were able to
pull it off though.
We were able to score a late equalizer, and believe it or not, we won an overtime game.
That's surprising. Yeah. Haven't seen that too much.
No, don't see it at all.
Must be new.
But they've gotten it back together. Still no McNabb and still no Theodore in the lineup, and they're gonna need those guys if they want to get back in this or not. I mean, they're in the race, but if they want to get back to a cup contender,
yeah,
and they're gonna need those 2 guys back.
Definitely.
LA's gotten back on track. They've had their struggles, but they're playing better. They're more sound. Darcy Kemper's back in the lineup, so they're playing more efficiently. And then, of course, the surprise team this year, San Jose, man. Macklin, Celebrini, Askarov. It's a fun team to watch. Personally, I enjoy watching this team play hockey. I think if there's ever a time I'm not watching Vegas, I mean, I watch a lot of these teams, of course, but I love watching San Jose. For whatever reason, I couldn't tell you, besides maybe Macklin, Celebrini, but this team's playing well, man. It's fun to see this going on. It's awesome. They're playing well. And they're in a playoff spot.
True.
Will they maintain it? I don't know. There's a lot I don't know, but we'll see as this goes on. Utah sitting outside right now, only 2 points out. The issue here is consistency. You know, you have nights where you go score 7-2, and win a game, then they go and lose 4-1 the next. The play's got to be consistent for me to give Utah that chance to get in the playoffs. To me, they're going to have to play on a consistent level if they want to get back, if they want to hold that wild card spot, and be in the race. So with that being said, that's going to do it for the NHL playoff picture news. Now I think we move on to the NFL playoff picture, or the playoffs. Not even the picture anymore. It's beginning.
Yeah, I'm going to say.
So
couple more days.
It's
everything happens at the same time, right? College football playoffs and NFL playoffs.
Everything. We're just on and on and on about it, man.
Best time of the year.
It is. It really is. All right. So let's go ahead and cover the NFL playoffs matchups as they are right now. We're going to start off with Carolina and the Rams. They have met earlier this year.
The Rams did what they wanted to do, and that is get the spot to be able to play Carolina.
Well, I don't know because
they played
reminder.
Philadelphia.
Carolina won their last meeting.
True.
31-28.
They did.
And Rams are 3-3 in their last 6.
True that, but I think they have the MVP,
Matthew Stafford. So they're a good team. The spread for this game, as it stands right now, they are -10.
10's a lot.
10's tempting.
10's a lot.
Like to me, it's tempting
for a team that beat them.
It's tempting.
That's a lot.
It's tempting.
I do think they would win though. I don't think they'll cover. Do you think they'll?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man.
I think the Rams are. I think Matthew Stafford, even though he hasn't played great in the past few games, obviously a little turnover problems here late in the season. But I think going into the playoffs, if he wants that MVP, I think going into the playoffs, I think he shows why he's the MVP. And I think Got Puka. I mean,
Yeah, they've got weapons, and obviously
they've got a lot.
I mean, and we talk about I think defensively, they're a good defensive team. I remember we
They
talked
are.
about
Yeah.
Jerry First, Brandon Fisk,
Some dogs.
dogs,
Dogs.
great at FSU.
If I can see Verse run 60 yards again, I want to see him run 60 yards again.
They're third in red zone defense. They're 10th in scoring defense.
Yeah.
And they're seventh on third down defense.
All good.
Yeah,
Good.
and then they're fifth in the turnover margin. For them, I mean, they're the better team.
Well, yeah,
They are.
definitely.
They're a much better team. But I mean, again, Bryce Young's gonna have to have a game.
Yeah.
Rico Dowell, I think, is going to be a huge factor for them. He's going to be an X factor for them.
But I think Carolina's 5-4 in their last 8 games. Is that right? 9 games.
I want to say so. Now I did keep in mind that I did the show calculation. They've played 6 teams with a winning record that finished the season with a winning record. They're 2-4.
And there might be 4-5 in the last 9 games.
I think it's one of these.
Yeah.
I think I have.
I think it's 4-5.
Yeah, it should be right here.
They lost to Tampa.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Against their division, of course they lose to New Orleans because I mean I don't know why they just.
I mean, Carolina's hard to really know exactly what they're going to show up as because Bryce Young's been really inconsistent. He has games where he throws for 80 yards, 50 yards, and that you can't do that as a quarterback. I know it was raining in Tampa when they played them, but still, you got to play better if you want a chance to win that game. But then you have games where Rico Dowdle runs 200 yards and they blow through teams, or they beat a team like the Rams.
Yeah.
And it's the inconsistency base. Defensive wise, they're not the greatest. They're not terrible, but they're not the greatest.
Yeah, I mean, if you'll be honest, they're an average defense.
Yeah.
The thing with them, their show's third down defense. They're 31st in the league.
Yeah. That's something that the Rams are pretty good at.
Yeah, if they're third down offense, they're 17th in their third down offense. But with that being said, I mean, Bryce Young's have to have a great game. Rico Dowdle's gonna be an X factor.
True.
I mean, he's gonna have to play well, I think.
With that Rams front line, I mean, the last time they played them, obviously it went Carolina's way. I think if you're the Rams this time, you look at that line and go, if we can hold Rico Dowdle and our defensive line can play good enough to keep him kind of secured, Bryce Young has been playing good. If we can make him and force him to have to throw the ball, they have a really good chance to win this game. And I think also on the Carolina side, it's can we hold the Rams to those long third downs? Because we have seen the Rams get in those situations where they get to those third longs and they kind of almost freak out. They just don't convert on them as much as they probably should with the playmakers they have. And we all know Matthew Stafford can chuck the ball and throw the ball wherever he wants, and Kyron Williams can run the ball. But I think for Carolina, if they can force the Rams not to get big chunk plays on first and second, get them to third downs, and if their defense can even just hold a little bit, because again, their third down defense is horrendous. If they can hold them there, they have a good chance to at least stay in this game.
And I'll say this, and I haven't said his name yet, but we'll talk about the other running back, Chuba Hoop. Oh my Lord, Hubbard.
Yeah,
I'm not even trying to pronounce his first name.
Yeah.
I do it every time. He went for 124 all-purpose yards.
Did
last time he ran for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Bryce Young was 15 for 20. He went for 206. He had 3 passing touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they can utilize their backs,
true.
I think they're gonna need to run the ball. I think they're gonna need to get the ground game going. And I feel like for any offense, that's what you need to do
for sure. But I think it's especially important for Carolina because of the fact that Bryce Young has had his troubles and, obviously hasn't come off a great game. I think for them, if they can get early too, if they can get the ground game early, they can open up some shots late in that game if they, can stick around.
For sure. So I want to get your prediction then. What do you think? Let's go with the final score, and that'll basically tell me if you think they're going to cover or not.
I think they do cover. I have a feeling they cover.
You think Carolina covers the Rams cover?
No, I think Carolina covers. I think they cover the 10. Final score though, Man, last time, it's a pretty high scoring game. Think defense obviously will be a big deal in this game. I think it goes like 28-20. I think they cover, the 10 points, get an 8 there, but the Rams win.
We were pretty close. I was going to say 27-20 to the Rams. I think it'd be a close game still, in that sense. But I think the Rams are gonna be a better team. They're going to come ready to play, especially that as of late they lost. I mean, of course they played a good Atlanta team. They just lost to, but just of late, I think they're ready. As you said, the turnover issues.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be massive.
They are playing in Carolina though.
They are.
So that could make a difference. First playoff game in a while for them. So maybe that crowd gets into it. Maybe they kind of.
And that's another factor too. I think that's why they cover. I think it's gonna be a close game. I don't think the Rams blow them out, but I think this Rams team knows what ahead of them. I think they know that they're a better team.
I think they understand they have to come to this game, play good, play well to get out with a win. Mm-hmm. They can't really just kind of push them to the side.
Absolutely. All right, so let's go move to our next game. Then we're gonna have the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears, and you definitely could not have. I would not have believed you won. I probably would have laughed at you if you would have said the Chicago Bears are going to be a playoff team this year.
Well, at least as good as they are. If you'd told me they made the playoffs like barely, then I could have seen that. But with how good that they've been this year, that's the thing that gets me. I don't think most people expected that to come from them this year. But hey, they're a great team. They can run the ball.
They can. And Ben Johnson, first-year guy at the Bears. I mean, that's obviously. I wish Vegas would have got him. I mean, oh man, you don't know how bad.
You wish Vegas would have got anybody else.
Thank you. Warms my heart. But it's all right though. Mendoza. Yeah. All right, we're getting off track here. Let's just we'll get back on it here. Jordan Love's make his return to this game.
Yep, he will. Stake for them, even though Malik Willis looked great.
Yes. Good old Liberty kid.
Good
old Liberty kid.
The Flames.
Good old Flames. Of course, Jordan Love coming back. Mm-hmm. You have, of course, this offense. You're going to need Christian Watson.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs. On defense, so no Parsons. A huge loss. Yeah. I mean,
It has hurt them on the defensive side a little bit.
As of right now, and I think it's 100%. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but what I have, he's not playing. I think he is out for the season.
I would expect, unless they maybe make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but that's
what I would imagine.
But right now, that's what we have here.
It was ACL. Yeah.
They split the season series, and then Bears are.
It's true. Last game was great. Last game was a great game.
That was elite.
It was close.
Bears are -1.5. They're favored. This year, Green Bay, I feel like the first 3 weeks of the season, or maybe 2, I mean, it doesn't matter. Early on in the season, we were sitting here going, this is a Super Bowl team. That was the conversation.
I think when they got Parsons, it was even more of a thought, because they started off a little slow at the beginning of the season, very beginning of the season. Started off a little slow, and then they got Parsons, and it was a lot better. Their defense was a lot better, and they look great. They've had their struggles, but they look like a good team. We've seen them play the Bears twice. Obviously, split the series. Last game was really close. I don't know. It's gonna be tough for them. Obviously, I think like they've played the Bears all year. It's obviously keep the run game in check for Chicago. If you can
but that's been their struggle this season.
It's true. Yes. And without Parsons, it makes it even harder.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I'm talking about, and I mean, obviously Green Bay struggle, and then I mean, you flip the Chicago side as well. They've had their defensive struggle.
They have.
I mean,
same thing.
But this is the crazy number to me, and I saw this, and I really had to make sure I checked this. They're first in the turnover margin. They forced 33 turnovers this year.
They are. That's the thing that they do. I mean, that's why they're so good this year. Obviously, the offense has been clicking, and they can run the ball just at you all game. But the thing that gets them the wins, the amount of wins that they have, and gets them the wins that they do, is that defense. Is the turnovers.
Yeah, and again, that's how they do it. And I mean,
it's a turnover a game. I mean, sorry, almost 2 turnovers a game.
They've been so efficient, and let's not forget they're taking care of the football. That's huge. Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
That's a humongous factor, and I feel like obviously we previewed the college games. We previewed a lot of games. That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Win turnover margin. That's huge. You're first in the league. I was amazed when I saw this. Like I said, I had to check over it again. I didn't believe it.
And I think it's the thing that has proved to be thing from last year to this year. Last year, the turnovers were a little bit of a problem on the offensive side, and obviously Caleb Williams, new guy and all, but a little bit of a problem. And then defense, they weren't getting any. And then this year, they go and they're the best. Mm-hmm. So I think for them, it was said about both games that they played the Packers in. It's can they get the turnovers? Can they make Jordan Love throw a couple balls he probably shouldn't, or make him fumble the ball, something? And we've seen it happen. If they can do that, and their offense can just run effectively, and get Caleb Williams to throw some of those deep balls that he loves to throw, it can very much be in their favor. But at the same time, if they don't force turnovers and they let the Packers get into a rhythm and they can run the ball and Jordan Love gets that ball out quick and he can, get the ball downfield, they can do that just as effectively as anybody else.
And I'll say this, Josh Jacobs, this is his game. Mm-hmm. I think if you're Green Bay, you feed Josh Jacobs.
True.
I think this is, if there is ever a time to feed this guy, it's now.
Yeah.
This is.
Well, we've seen, and you mentioned it, Chicago with their problems on defense with the run. If Josh Jacobs can run the ball and they can hand it to him a ton of, I think you got to give the ball to him at least 20 plus times. You got to let him carry the ball at least 20 plus times. I don't care if it starts off slow. I think with how we've seen this Bears defense kind of get beat down throughout the games, and how not so great they've been on that line, if you can run him a ton, at some point he's going to break through, I feel.
Yeah, and the thing, but what Bears did well last game? They contained it. He got 48 total yards.
They did.
The secondary, they've had their struggles too, but guess what? They forced turnovers.
Yeah.
That's, again, like...
Jordan Love's got to be smart with the ball.
He's got to be smart with the ball. He's going to have to be efficient.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Josh Jacobs going to have to get going. And I think, again, this is where we talk about, we'll go kind of split the college a little bit. We talk about the Alabama this year.
Mm-hmm.
When you're not able to get the ground game going, there's nothing opened up. You can't even really open up a playbook.
Yeah.
You're one-dimensional, and it's hard to win games. You got to be able to do everything.
True. I think effectiveness and efficiency for the Packers is key, because we've seen with the Bears, it's really not the deep shots. They get beat on a ton. Like you saw with San Fran beat them. Yes, Brock Purdy can chuck the ball on the field, but he was efficient. And those over the middle, that was a lot. They got those linebackers. I think that's the key for Jordan Love too, because we've seen it when they've played the Bears as well. Those linebackers, man, if you can move those guys, those middle shots are almost always there against the Bears defense. And you've seen them; they don't even have to be far down the field. You throw them 5-7 yards, and even 10, and you get a lot of those guys. They can make plays, and we've seen them get a ton of chunk plays off of small throws against the Bears defense. Mm-hmm. So I think for the Packers, if they can do that, and you don't have to take the deep shots. I know the last time they hit some deep, even both games against the Bears, they've hit some deep shots against them, and it's been key. They had some long balls in the first game they played them, and everybody was like, well, that's got to be what you got to do if you're Jordan Love. But at the same time, I think that's where you get to the point of where the Bears' first turnovers, you start taking a lot of those deep shots, they could potentially, get some turnovers.
Again, yeah, for sure. And again, Jordan Love, like you said, he's got to be efficient during this game. There's no question about that. The run game's got to be there. Again, this is the third best rushing. Wait, right? I'm reading this wrong. What the heck am I doing? I'm sorry. That was wrong.
No.
Again, this is one of the worst rushing defenses in the NFL. Number 27th.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have to be Josh Jacobs' game. And I want to flip the ground game. That's what I was trying to do, of course, but I had a little hard time. Chicago's running game
is great. True.
Third best rushing offense in the league. They're going to get going.
They will. They'll run the ball.
Swift's
been great.
He's been great. And if he gets going early, I'm going to be honest.
Especially at home.
I don't want to say Green Bay doesn't have a chance.
No, I think Green Bay can score with pretty much anybody that if they get, if their offense is effective, and I think this could be a high-scoring game. I know the last 2 games haven't been, again, with those teams, and it's kind of the opposite of what people thought they would be, because 2 great offenses. You have defenses that have been iffy. You would think this would be a high-scoring game. I think this one actually will be. I feel like as much as we say defense wins championships, with this game specifically, I think it's how effective both offenses can run. And if they can, it could be a high-scoring game. So I'd like to ask now, who would you have to win?
I'm going to be honest, I'd say Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Because, again, they've played well throughout the season. I think Swift's going to have a game. Caleb Williams going to play well. And Ben Johnson's done a great job.
Yeah.
Roma Dunze, I think he's Caleb Williams' target.
Yeah, Dunze is a key for them.
Loveland, there's weapons they can use.
Yeah.
The thing with Green Bay for me is it's like when I'm selecting a March Madness bracket, like I'm looking for consistency.
Yeah.
I don't the way Green Bay has played, just what they've shown me, and I think how well this defense. I think Chicago's defense has gotten better throughout the season. I'm gonna have to take Chicago at home. I'm gonna say honestly, I think it'll be a field goal game. So let's go.
Come.
We'll go 34-31. We'll keep the higher score.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think Chicago. I'm gonna have to go with Chicago. I think they do win this one. They won the last matchup. I think they win this one. Close game, I would say. Yes. It's gonna be close one. Obviously, always close when they play. Final score though, man. I think Caleb Williams and offense can get going. I'm going 31-24.
Okay.
I'm going they win by a touchdown.
The way you said that, I thought you were about to go higher than me. I'm like, I'm sorry. Do you think it's making San Francisco? It's not 49.
No, I don't. You see, as much as I look at that and go, you saw that game against San Francisco and you saw how bad that defense played for Chicago, and Jordan Love can do that. He can do exactly what Brock Purdy did that game, and he can get the Packers to throw the ball that efficiently. I think at the same time, I think Chicago has looked at that game and go, hey, we can't do that. And I think they've kind of fixed it. And I think they will come in this game with a little bit better defense than that and have a little bit of a closer game. But I think they win by 7.
Again, we're going to be sizing that. Those are both Saturday games.
Yeah, they are.
So now we move to Sunday's games. 3 games played on Sunday.
True.
So we're going to start with Jacksonville and Buffalo.
Yeah. Big game.
2 explosive offenses for sure.
Yeah. And it kind of a little bit of surprise with Jacksonville. How good they've been.
Liam Cohen, man.
Last year.
Duval.
I think that was it. I think that was the reason why they're so good. It's just because of that right there. Don't want to talk about anything else.
Duval.
Said it with no enthusiasm, but he's got it now.
Okay, so James Cook.
Big key for Buffalo. I mean, we talk about Josh Allen. We talk about Josh Allen, and Josh Allen is amazing. All right, what he's done at Buffalo has been great. And I know everybody talks about he's got to get a Super Bowl. He's got to do this. Chiefs aren't here. They I get that, but as much as people love Josh Allen, you have to look at what's been the most effective for them and who has been the most effective for them, and that's been James Cook.
I believe it leads the league in rushing yards as well.
He has.
Again, first ranked rushing offense in the NFL.
Yeah.
And funny enough, going against the best ranked rushing defense in the NFL.
True that. A great defense of Buffalo.
And
Jacksonville, sorry.
Yeah, and it's funny because, like I said, you got the best running back and against the best rushing defense.
Yep.
And we talk about two explosive offenses. Trevor Lawrence has played well this year.
He has.
They
both under the radar.
Definitely. I mean, I didn't see him playing as well as they have. but they played well. Buffalo had some interesting games of late for sure. They've had some interesting
up and down.
But I will say Jacksonville's won 8 straight games. Buffalo's favored by 1.5 in this game.
I mean, I can see it. I understand why. I think people kind of they underestimate what Jacksonville can do. Because I feel like, again, like we said, we didn't really expect this from them this year. Trevor Lawrence has been great, and if they get within 70 yards, they can kick it with Cam Little, too. So
once they get within 7, it's a 7-yard.
Yeah.
So just get inside.
Just get inside.
Just get inside your own 40.
Yeah.
You'll
just get to the 50. We'll be fine.
Same, man. So crazy.
I think people don't realize how good they've been, how good they can be, and what they can actually do. I think I could totally see them winning this game. I think they are good enough. We've seen Buffalo get in some shootouts, especially a few weeks ago with New England. They couldn't stop them. I mean, they started off, and then they could not. Their defense has not been what they want it to be, and what we've seen from them at some points. And I think for Jacksonville, that's the key here, is with how effective that they run their offense and how effective the Buffalo runs their offense, it's going to probably be a shootout. But if Jacksonville can get, like you said, best defense, if they can get some defensive stops, I think they can drive the ball on this Buffalo defense and kind of score some points on them.
Yeah, and this defense, the first best passing defense in the league, 28th rushing defense, though.
That is true. That is true.
ETN.
Yeah.
Could be his game here.
Yeah.
Again, Buffalo's had their ups and downs late coming down the stretch. They've had their moments this season. Jacksonville's played well, man. Trevor Lawrence, they picked up Jacoby Myers.
True.
Washington, it's been playing well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've got a group going here, and Buffalo's just they've had their struggles.
They have.
Now, not saying like struggles as in they've lost, 4 or 5 games straight or whatnot. They've had their moments this year that you're just kind of.
We've seen them lose some games they probably shouldn't.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Miami.
You think of the Miami game, and I think that's what stick out to most people when you look at Buffalo is like a game like that. You should not lose to that team.
No.
You shouldn't lose. As hot as Miami might have been at that point, you don't lose that game. You don't lose that game. You
shouldn't lose that game.
Especially the way that they did. They let up that amount of points, and you lose by that margin of loss is what I think sticks out like a sore thumb with Buffalo. Is their defense is not great.
Well, yeah, and I mean,
they let some teams get in that they shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, we see where the weakness is, of course, in the rushing defense that they've had. And I mean, we look at Jacksonville, and it's kind of the same way, though. I mean, and since they're 21st in the passing defense. I mean, they both defenses, are, I would say, they're solid defenses. They may not be the best, but they're good defenses still. Jacksonville is third in the turnover margin, which is huge. Again, that's a defense that they'll force turnovers. They'll do it. But again, I think Travis Etienne, I think this will be his game, rushing wise. I think if I'm Jacksonville, I'm feeding him the ball. Josh Allen's going to have to perform.
Yeah.
This O-line's going to have to perform.
Mm-hmm.
This team's going to have to perform. James Cook, this Buffalo offensive line, they're going to need to get some push. Mm-hmm. James Cook's got to be your guy, though. It's you're going to
be hard.
Yeah, you're going against the best rushing defense, but he's got to be your guy. I think you got to feed him the rock, let him run, let him punch through the holes, and I mean that's. And again, if he's able to do that, it opens up the playbook, and Josh Allen's going to cook. I mean, I think it'll be an interesting game.
So I ask, who do you think is going to win?
This one was tough for sure. This was the one I was definitely a little stuffed on. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take Jacksonville, though.
Ooh, okay, all right.
I'm going to take Jacksonville.
All right.
I think, for me, again, they've won 8 straight, man. They're hot.
They are. They're a great team.
I mean, I don't like to call it my philosophy, but I mean, when someone's playing well and on a hot streak, and
it's hard. Yeah,
it's hard to beat them.
it's hard.
Buffalo, just how they played of late, it hasn't given me confidence to stand up here and say, yes, like they're going to be able to. I mean, they could win the game, of course, but they haven't given me confidence and assurance. Like, yeah, y'all will definitely win this game. I mean, I just think Jacksonville's playing well. I think Travis Etienne's gonna have a good game. Mm-hmm. Trevor Lawrence gonna have a good game. Yeah. So I'm gonna take Jacksonville.
I think we'll pick the same thing so far. We're gonna stick with the same because I was gonna pick Jacksonville as well. I know everybody talks about this is Buffalo's year. This is Josh Allen's year. If there's any year for him to go win a Super Bowl or get to it, it's this year. He doesn't have Patrick Mahomes can't beat him. Can't beat him this year. Plain and simple. And as much as we look at that, and as good as their rushing defense is, man, I just don't. I don't know if. I don't know. It's going to be tough for Jacksonville to win this game by a long shot. Like, to just absolutely bully through Buffalo because we know Buffalo in the playoffs. They can get punched in the face 5 times and, they won't move. So I think for them, it's like you said, can you get James Cook going? Obviously, with as good of a defense on the other side and as good as a line that it is, it's going to be tough. But if they can do it and they can push through that defensive line, get some yards on James Cook, open up some of those passing plays for Josh Allen on a not so great passing defense, they could win this game. At the same time, you look at the other side and you go, if Jacksonville can run the ball, and Trevor Lawrence has been effective and efficient, if he can just do what he's done, this game could easily go in that way. And I think it comes down to a Cam Little field goal.
And my final would be 27-24. I know I didn't get it. I was my final.
Yeah. I think it'll be close. I do think Jacksonville wins, and I think it goes 24-21. I think they score. I think it's a close. They don't score that much in the first. Second half, they score a couple of touchdowns. I think maybe Buffalo gets a late touchdown, kind of puts ties the game at 21-21. Cam Little, 65-yarder.
He's calling it.
65-yarder win the game.
He's calling it. All right, we're going to move to our next one. The 49ers and the Eagles.
Great game.
An explosive 49ers offense.
Yeah.
With their defense being
not too great.
Not too great this season.
Not too great.
With Philadelphia's defense being better, but
their offense sucks.
Their offense has not been great.
Their offense
numbers this year, they're 24th in yards per game. They're 23rd in the passing offense. 18th rushing offense. 19th scoring offense. But hey, you know where they are good at? The red zone.
That's true.
They're first in the red zone offense.
We saw against the Bears.
And they're in the red zone, man. That's the go zone. I'll say this: Philadelphia. I don't know what to say there.
Philly. I don't know. I don't know. You saw them last year, and obviously you win a Super Bowl. You come back this year, you think you have all your guys. I mean, nobody basically leaves, and you go, they can only be just as good, right? And Jalen Hurts. I don't know what happened, but not good. Saquon hasn't been the Saquon we've seen.
Nope.
And it's like their offense just can't run. If that's the case, AJ Brown touches the ball maybe once a game, twice a game. Like it's
on my fantasy team too, man. I was feeling really good about that, but I got punched right in the face.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts.
It is.
They don't have anything on offense. You see them kind of get pushed back, and they don't have any pushback. Like they kind of just let it happen. They don't do anything on offense that surprises any team, that runs, out passes any team. And I think that's what costs them. I think I would be surprised if they win this game and move on. But who knows? Maybe their offense.
But you know what's funny about this game? They're -4.5.
Man, I can't go against Brock Purdy, man. He's playing like he's prime Tom Brady over here. I mean,
now here's what I will say though. Now this is what I think about too. Talk about San Francisco defense.
it's beat up.
There's been some issues. They're beat up.
Yeah.
So
they missed a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys missing.
So is this the time where Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert?
Yeah. Do they finally get something going?
Yeah.
And if there's a team to do it against, I think with how we've seen San Francisco's defense, it's definitely this. They could definitely get a role for Philadelphia, but man, at the same time, I look at San Francisco and I go, they haven't been able to be stopped. I mean, they haven't been able to be stopped. This San Francisco offense has been playing better than any offense in the league. And with how Brock Purdy's played and how Christian McCaffrey has been playing, and even though they're missing guys, even though they don't have guys on offense or defense, Kittle, Pearsall, those guys that stick out like a sore thumb, they're like, well, they maybe. Obviously, Kittle, we all knew he'd, do the same thing he always does. Nothing changes.
It's Kittle.
CMC hasn't even run the ball like people thought he would this year. He hasn't been like the most dominant rusher. Just all purpose, man. All purpose. It's insane. You look at it and you go, oh, he only had 86 rushing yards. Yeah, he had 120 passing yards. Receiving yards, and the man has 3 touchdowns. Like, that's what he does. And so I think if you're Philly, you have to stop that. You're going to have to stop the offense that scores at a rate unlike anybody else at this time of the year. And we've seen him do it. And I think with how Brock Purdy's been playing, this is the Brock Purdy that can win a Super Bowl. This is the team. If there was a team that's not, obviously, if it's not like the New England Patriots, all right, if it's not the number one team, if I was going to pick a team that's playing this weekend to win, it would be San Francisco. And it's just because of the fact of how good they've been. And I went wrong side there. I did. I realized that. But if it wasn't the Seattle Seahawks that I had to pick, or honestly, if it wasn't one of the 1 seeds on either side that I had to pick a team to win the Super Bowl, it would be Seattle. I'm sorry, it would be San Francisco over at both of them. I would. I think they played great.
No, I agree, man. But again, it's just been Philadelphia's not been Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Again, they're -4.5 in this game. I mean, who are you going to take? I thought you've already.
I think I've already said it.
You've already said it.
We're going with San Francisco, and I think it's a bigger margin than people expect. Because again, Philly's offense, they haven't done anything special. They don't do anything special, and who knows? Maybe they show up this game.
They show up for once.
They 500 yards. Right? And again, that could be the case, but I think it's too late for Philly. I think it's too late to get it right now, and I think they lose this game, and I think it's disappointing. I think they go in the offseason and have some questions they've got to answer on the offensive side. I think, again, like I've already said, Brock Purdy, with how he's played, he can take San Francisco to a Super Bowl, and they can finally win one again. And I think this game's like a 38-24. I think they win by like a couple scores. I mean, honestly, I could totally. And again, this game could be close. With how good that Philly's defense we've seen that they can play, this game can be close. But at the same time, I don't know right now who can stop San Fran's offense enough to have it a low score game like Philly wants to play.
Yeah. I don't know why we have to have the same picks every time. Again, I have to say San Francisco, and Philadelphia's just not been it for me. Not the team I expected them to be, not the team I was hoping they would be. Mm-hmm. And I love Jalen Hurts, man. I want him to get a ring so bad. And he's got one. Yeah, I know. I mean, I want him to get a ring. Glad he did.
Yeah.
But I just can't sit here and it's hard for me to sit here and
they have all the tools. That's the thing. They have a toolbox full. I mean, they do. They have everybody you could possibly ask for on the offensive side. And good players. It's just like we don't know what to use the tools for. We have too many of them that we don't know what they could, what to use 1st.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to hammer a nail over here with a screwdriver. Like, that's kind of what it feels like. They have everybody. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, they're all great. And then you have, that's not even all of them. And you look at them and go, why doesn't it work? It doesn't make any sense. Maybe this is the game. But we're sticking with the same picks here.
I'm going to take San Francisco.
Sticking with the same.
But I think Philly's going to keep it closer.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And I'm going to go with a 27-20 final.
Okay, one touchdown. Okay, all right. I was thinking you were going to go like a 3-point game again, but
I was thinking it, but
Gennaro.
It's hard to say, man.
Good old Florida boy.
It is what it is. All right, next one. This is our final game for Sunday.
Yep.
Los Angeles Chargers and New England Patriots. Well, I'll just say this: New England, well done. 14-3.
Yeah.
Drake May, playing good. Good stuff. Stephon Diggs, playing well. Even though he got charged.
Well, true. Is he playing this game?
Roster.
Yeah.
Based on what I saw, he's still playing.
Okay.
What a turnaround. I'm sitting here trying to just embrace what I'm saying here.
New England, back to what they've known to be.
Mike Vrabel.
He's coached great. It's been great, and I know Drake May is obviously amazing, but like you look at that and go, it's really the whole offense. Stevenson in the backfield was great, and
he was good on the weeks I didn't have him on the bench. I'm sorry. He was good the weeks I had him on the bench. He likes to play really bad whenever I put him on my fantasy team, and which man.
I think a couple
of it is.
Yeah. I think for New England, we've seen it. Passing game can get going, and they can score a ton of points. It is their defense though that will have to step up a little bit. We saw against the Buffalo game, they had the lead. They had a big lead. They should have won that game, and then you let Buffalo get in because your defense can't stop them, and then all of a sudden your offense has to just score every single time they touch the ball, and you can't ask any offense out there, even best offense, you can't ask them to do that every time because it's not going to happen. So for New England, especially against the Chargers, who we've seen, they've had some impressive games.
It's surprising their offense has not been outstanding this season.
Yeah.
I'll say this.
They've had some impressive games. They had some not so impressive games on the offensive side. But we do know that they have the tools. With Justin Herbert back there, do have the tools. I know he's had some hand problems and stuff, and that's kind of, the question with whether or not he can throw the ball as good or whatever. But we've seen what they can do, and Harbaugh's going to get his guys ready. We love him. Love him as a coach. I love him as a coach there at Chargers. I just want to say.
Now his brother's on vacancy.
That's true. That is true.
And we're going to use all those in a minute.
Yeah.
I'll say this for me. My problem with the Chargers, with the offensive line.
Yeah, that is the trouble.
Have they protected Herbert well?
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
I'd say the funniest video I saw this year, it was like on Instagram. It was like, how is this dude still alive?
That's true.
They showed their PFF grade. I think all of them were bottom 10.
It's terrible. Their offensive line is horrendous. That's the one thing for the Chargers. If their offensive line was even a tick better, this team could be great. But their offensive line is like it's like Swiss cheese, man. Legitimately.
I just remember the post. I love just watching it. It's just, how's this dude still alive? And at first I was confused what they were talking about. And then I looked at the PFF grades. I'm like,
I look at Justin Herbert and I go, man, it looks like Steve Nash out there getting just bashed in the face every time. Like, you see the man and all of a sudden he's laying on the ground. And it's just like, well, he's on the ground again. What a surprise. It doesn't make any sense how you can have a line as bad as they have. And still, they win games. They figure out how to win. You saw against when they one of the best games of the year, I'd say, when they played Philly, and obviously offensive wasn't one of the best games, but you saw they get it done, and they figure out ways to win, even though they do have the holes, like we've said.
And the best, and again, it's kind of a Denver situation.
Yeah, sure.
Best teams find a way to win games. They just do.
Yeah.
They're going to play a good New England defense, who's top 10 in almost a lot of defensive stats. Their downfall in the red zone, they're 30th.
Yeah.
But this is a solid team. I think fundamentally New England has played good football. I think when I say Super Bowl team, I don't know.
What do you mean? You don't?
Like, as in winning.
You don't think they're a contender to win? It's a statement. That's a statement.
I'm not saying I'm not saying they're not going to win it at all. I'm just like,
they do have some holes. We've seen it. Defensive side of the ball, it can be questionable.
Mm-hmm. But I will say though, I mean, like I said, I mean, I think this year what they've done, I mean,
it's impressive.
It's just it is.
It's impressive.
Again, I think they're gonna
to win this game though. Who do you have?
I'm gonna take New England. Oh, they're -3.5. I'm gonna take New England. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna take them 30-23 in this game.
Okay.
I
like that.
Again, the problem is defense has played well for New England. Justin Herbert injured, and I mean he's played well through it all, and I mean, but I think the big thing for me is the offensive line's not been good for the Chargers. This is going to be one of the best defenses they faced.
Mm-hmm.
And they faced Denver twice, which is arguably the best defense in the league.
True.
But I think this is Denver's game. I think this is New England's game to win. So I'm going to take 30-23. I think Drake May goes off. I think Henderson and Stevenson, I think they just switch off carries. And
wasn't one of them hurt?
Oh no, No, it wasn't Stevenson. It was
Henderson.
It was Henderson.
Yeah.
Well, Stevenson.
Yes.
Stevenson's gonna.
They'll have to run the ball. If they can do that, they can run the ball. They can get shots for Drake May. The Stevens can hold up. They can win this game pretty darn easily. I think. Again, as much as I love the Chargers, I like what they do. Justin Herbert's a great quarterback. When you're getting punched in the face, by Muhammad Ali every single time, it's kind of hard to bounce back up every single time and win games. And I know we've seen it like with Denver, and they do it, even though they might not be the most effective. They do win games, and they pull it out. And I think that I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers just came out and found something, and their line hold up, and all of a sudden they win this game by a touchdown or so. I wouldn't be surprised by that, because of the fact of maybe the new guys on New England, this young team, and they kind of get maybe a little bit of pressure under the lights, But at the same time, New England's had just such a good year. Vrabel's been great. I think he'll have all those guys ready. I think Drake May might not have the best game of the year for him, but steps up, does what he has to do. I think it's like a 28-24.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's close. It's close. I think it's close. I think Chargers have a chance to win it down the stretch. I think New England's defense steps up.
Yeah, they have a good pick there. All right, final game, Monday night. No, not Monday night. Mm-hmm. Sunday night. No, it's Monday night. Good Lord, son. Right? Good Lord, son. Houston. It's won 9 straight. Houston's taking on the Pittsburgh
One
Steelers.
team.
They're in Pittsburgh. They've won 9 straight. Pitt's won 4 of their last 5. Mm-hmm. That coming to Shedeur. Going against Houston, if not, it's a top 3 defense. If not, they are the best defense in the league.
I would say they're.
Obviously, first in yards allowed per game, 6th best passing defense, 4th best rushing defense, 2nd scoring defense.
Nothing's bad.
And then, no surprise here, 2nd in the turnover market.
Nothing's bad.
No.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That defense is it's incredible what Houston has done. They start off bad and they turn it around and boom, they're here and they can win a couple games in the playoffs because of that defense and how good they are. I know offensively they have a ton of injuries. They've had to, and stuff, but
I think that's why their numbers here. Like, I mean,
yeah,
I think that's one of the things too is being careful of is not getting too deep into the numbers.
Yeah.
Obviously, numbers are helpful. We love
They
to
are.
dig into them, but I think that's one thing.
On paper is one thing.
Yeah, but then a huge factor. One thing that we definitely can't miss talking about, and that's I feel like the numbers kind of speak for themselves. Pitt's defense not been very reliable this season, and
Not what you're used to seeing with
well,
Pittsburgh.
no, because I mean, every year I remember every year since I started doing fantasy, they were always my first defense. That was
Even
reliable.
this year, you would pick. Yeah, that would be like you always think of Pittsburgh as the defensive team, and they really haven't been that this year. And their offense has been iffy to say the least. If Tyler did miss a field goal, maybe because the priest sprayed a little bit of holy water.
That was insane.
If they didn't do that on that side of the field, then we might be seeing a different team here. But again, you can't go against Aaron Rodgers. He's got the experience.
And
He's
let's just congratulate Mike Tomlin because what does he do once again? A winning season.
Same thing. I mean, hey, the man's a great coach. You got to give it to him. I know people don't love it. What he's done, he's not, he hasn't won a Super Bowl, playoff game, whatever, in a while. And I understand that, but at the same time, you got to give Mike Tomlin his credit where it's due. He's a good coach. He knows how to get his ball squad ready. They know how to play good ball and just win some games, and that's what they do. And they're here again, in another wild card game, and playing a team and have a chance. And that's all. That's all you can really give.
Definitely. Houston's -3. They're at Pitt. The Houston offense, they've had injuries.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Collins.
Yeah.
Get going.
Sure.
I feel like kind of the late. Not that he's been bad. I just feel like he hasn't been up to par.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say. I'd love to see him get going in this game.
Collins, great wide receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, he can really do it, and we've seen that offense get hot at times. When they do, they are great, and they can go against anybody. But that's the problem for them is whether or not offense is going to show up all game long. We know their defense will, and I think that's what can win them a couple games in the playoffs. Especially a team like Pitt, who obviously they're getting DK back. Obviously missed the last 2 games, and still beat the Ravens team again, all because of a missed field goal. But they still were effective enough even without a guy like DK. I couldn't tell you what it comes down to in this game to be specific because of how good Houston's defense is. I would say it's all about the Steelers' offense and what they can do, but at the same time, we've seen them play against some good defenses, and games are close, and it's like, well, Steelers' defense shows up. It's hard.
Yeah, it's a tough one to look at. Well, I'd like to ask. I mean, what's your prediction for the game?
I don't know, man. It like Houston's been hot, and again, like we've said it a million times, their defense is great, and we've seen C.J. Stroud be able to do what he can do, and he hasn't had it all this year, understandable, and he's had some injuries to his wide receivers, but when he's effective, they are a hard team to beat. But then you look at the Steelers and you go, maybe, just maybe, this is the year that they win a playoff game again, and obviously, this is more than likely Aaron Rodgers last year. He's got to give it his all. They'll win any game he plays. We've seen it. We've seen him do it last week. They looked great. I mean, when they had to score, they scored. They looked effective. They knew what they had to do. They gave the ball to the people they had to give it to, and their defense made a couple stops. And you look at that and go, well, you can't really go against Aaron Rodgers when he's in this position. He plays good ball. I don't know, man. I think it could be really close. I think it's like honestly think it's a low scoring game. I don't think it's a high scoring game. I think it's like a 2017 game. Honestly, man. think this might be the first time we flip flop here. We pick different teams. I think Aaron Rodgers gets it done.
You do.
I think for Houston, I think it's a bright spot. I think it's a bright spot going into the next season. I think it's when you look at this and go, hey, we have the best defense and arguably the best defense, and we played great. Everything's good. Our offense was lackluster because we had a ton of injuries. And if we get guys healthy or we pick up a couple guys, we go into next year, we could be a Super Bowl contender. And I think, again, I would not be surprised at all if they win a couple games in the playoffs this year. Even if they beat the Steelers and they win a couple games, I wouldn't be surprised. I just think there's something about Aaron Rodgers last year and seeing him play ball the way he has in the last few weeks and been effective. Getting DK back this week too. I think they just pull it off. Just ever so slightly, they pull it off. Touchdown late. Maybe another even missed field goal to tie it up. Something.
Holy water, they're on their home field.
They might. That's the thing. If I was the priest, I'd go back out there. I would be there. If he's not there, I would show up. I'd find somebody. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna take Houston. They're hot.
True.
But pissing hot and play better.
True.
I think this offense is going to be efficient this game. I see C.J. Stroud, Nick Chubb, Woody Marks on the backfield. I think Collins going to have himself a game. I just think this team is going to be ready to go. D'Amico Ryan's going to have his team ready to go.
Yeah.
Their defense, man, it gets me every time. They played well. I just think they're going to give Aaron Rodgers and this offense a hard time. And I just don't think the defense – I don't know if his defense is going to be able to contain. I mean, they'll be able to contain C.J. Stroud, but I think C.J. Stroud's going to break out. I think Woody Marks, Nick Chubb, Collins, they're going to have them all selves a game. So I'm going to take Houston, and I'm going to go 24-17.
Nice. I could easily see it, man. I can easily see it. I also wonder what's the weather like in Pittsburgh going to be.
I wonder. I cannot find the weather.
I kind of want to know that. That's the other factor, especially playing in Pitt.
Well, it's funny because that was the one thing I was thinking about it, and then
I think that's a good factor for them as well. Is what maybe the weather could be.
So this is going to be a Monday game.
Mm-hmm.
A high of 38, a low of 26. It's going to be a night game kickoff. Let's not on those for.
Yeah, that could be.
Wind will make it.
It's going to be windy.
It's going to be windy. Let me see if I can actually. See, I got no fancy weather app. It's going to be gusting. Oh, it's gusting up to 25 miles an hour.
Ooh.
At kickoff, it's going to be gusting around 20.
Now, and it's going to be really cold.
Well, it's going to be cold.
Ooh. I like Pitt. Close game.
But I'm going to take Houston. I think they're built for this remote shine.
Well, yeah, we'll figure it out pretty soon. A few days.
All right. Well, that's it for the NFL playoff games that we previewed. Now we're just going to kind of go into just some news.
Yeah.
And I mean coaches getting the boot, saying bye-bye.
Yeah. True.
Pete Carroll, no surprise. Very glad. See you later. Don't come back. Kevin Stefanski, I wouldn't say surprised, but I would say, they should have
not a surprising thing, but also at the same time, it's kind of
especially what they drafted this year. They gave me some great picks.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, you know what? Maybe they may be building something up here. But too little, too late.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone. Raheem Morris. Me and you talked about this one. Kind of surprised.
Raheem Morris, a little bit of a surprise, especially winning his last 5 games?
4
games?
4 or 5 games to finish the season. And, they were they're getting hot.
With how hot they were at the end of the season, they beat some teams.
And he actually he didn't even draft. Make those.
No, that one was the most. I think that one was surprising to me when it happened. At that point, was the most surprising, just because of the fact that I think they had what they could do. Obviously, without Michael Penix for most of the year, only played 8 games.
And
so next year, you have the best running back in the league, and
Penix gonna have to play better, man. He's just gonna have to be better.
Yeah.
And then John Harbaugh
coming yesterday. Yep.
This was definitely a one. I wouldn't say time coming, as in there's been discussions about it before. I feel like the past few seasons,
Yeah.
There's been those discussions.
Yeah.
It's
It's his lack of getting deep in the playoffs. He
he
hasn't been back. He hasn't won another Super Bowl. Like, he's a great coach. Somebody will pick him up really quickly. I know he's already talked to 7 teams.
If I'm correct, I think it was 45 minutes after he was fired. And I think 7 teams called him. I think Arizona, Tennessee,
all the teams without. I know the Dolphins did, even though they still had Mike McDaniel.
I think if I read something, they said that they still have intention of keeping him. And maybe that was just said just to be said. Not 100% sure about that one.
I think his favorite right now is to go to the Giants, I believe, right? John Harbaugh would take the Giants job.
We'll see.
Maybe he goes to the Browns, gets to play the Ravens.
That'd be something else, man. But definitely there, with that being said, I mean,
he'll get picked up eventually.
Yeah.
He will. He's a great coach. He'll go coach somewhere else. He'll be good. They'll be, good at whatever they do. I think the Giants would be a great fit with Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo coming back next year. I think that could be definitely a fit. Offensive wise, I think they could do something. But I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell.
Definitely, we'll see when we get there. You got anything you want to add? You want to say before we kind of sign out?
I was going to mention the PGA Tour did change 6 rules today, but I don't remember what all 6 of them were.
Actually,
I do know they replaced scorecard length from club length. So it's not for lifting in place. It's not club length anymore. It's actually scorecard, 11 inches.
It's funny when we play. I remember we would always talk about when we played like golf tournaments, like junior golf tournaments. That was always
junior golf tournaments was always scorecard.
Yeah.
Even though PGA tournaments was always club length. Which I love the club length because I think it's better than the scorecard because scorecard doesn't really.
See, when you're behind that tree in that tournament, you're leaving in place all.
Just saying.
Playing it up everywhere.
At the same time, I know that was one of them. I know you can take relief from pitch marks that's not your own now. Used to, you're not able to.
You can replace a damaged driver if it wasn't self-abuse.
Any club.
Yeah, or any club if it's not self-abuse.
If it's in the bag, yeah, at any time. I can't think. I honestly can't think of what the other 3 were. I know there were some smaller ones, some good ones though.
I'm drawing a blank because it's funny. Yeah. I actually read this not even before we got on this. I was looking at them and I wasn't even thinking about it. I actually want to see. I think I saved the video, or I thought I saved it.
I'm trying to think of what they were.
That's all right.
I did think that was the rule changes are good. There's nothing bad there. There's nothing that hurts.
All right, it says there's 6 of them. Okay, so
yeah, there's 6.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember one of them. It's only 1 stroke penalty now if you inadvertently.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Move your ball.
Yep. If you accidentally hit it after it's inadvertently moved by somebody else.
Yes.
Yeah, it's only 1.
Let's see. Here we go. This should be it right here. So that's 4 of them. Can we just? This is lovely. I'm gonna pull it up because I saved it. Oh, I do have a laptop.
You do.
That's not that.
Let's see here. What were the 6 new ones? 1 penalty. Wrong place. Yep. Get here eventually.
Yeah, I think it's kind of slow, unfortunately.
Unaware ball when moved. We already talked about that one. It's only 1 stroke now. Looked actually for a vetted ball. Obviously, that's the pitch mark rule. Internal out of bounds. That was one of them. It would be designated as just OB only for shots played from the teeing area. So, different there. Putting and movable objects close to the putting green can get extra relief upon the fringe. You were talking about that just the other day.
I was.
Not just sprinkler heads in the line of play now.
Yeah, no, because I asked you about because I know that was like one of those rule changes. I was wondering. I was like, because I thought someone told me you can't move. I feel like you're off the green, you can't move the leaf.
That was the 6 of them. So yeah. I don't think there are any bad changes. I think they're good changes.
No, I think they're beneficial. That's what we need.
Other than the scorecard, we'll say like the club length. Yeah. But again, just wanted to mention that. Hopefully, obviously, PGA Tour not too far away from starting again. Can't wait for that. I'm waiting for those tournaments to watch and see.
Gotta love some golf, man.
Yeah, I know. We'll talk about that when it comes around.
Oh,
we'll have a lot to talk about for that.
we'll probably have to,
But
add
yeah,
a day or two.
sure. Anything else you want to?
No, man. As you know, we'll be back Monday.
Yeah, we will be back Monday.
College basketball.
College basketball, college football. We'll have semifinal games.
Go watch those, man.
Yep, tomorrow night and Friday night. So we'll be watching those. That's why we're doing the episode today, not tomorrow, because we want to watch the games. So, yeah, we'll see you on Monday. Again, remember to follow us on all our socials: Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Get a lot of love there. So keep it up. And yeah, we'll see y'all.